Great. Thank you so much, guys, for joining this session. So for today's session, like it's the session based on how manual QA can transform their you know profile to the automation using GenAI. So I'll be focusing more on the GenAI side. Okay, so yes, and within this particular session, I'll be targeting to connect with the folks who are connected on me with the LinkedIn, right? So welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for joining session. Today we'll be covering how manual keywords can transform their profile into the automation with the help of use of modern GenAI tools, right? And I'll try to keep this session practical, industry oriented, and very beginner friendly. So for this is very first session, I'll be taking it as into the public, right? So please consider this one is just the start, okay? And in later phases I'll be bringing more and more advanced stuff, right? Cool. So let's have a quick question, like please type in chat like whether you're from manual freshers or already into the automation. Just type 1 2 3. So let me know quickly. Yeah, please type in quickly. Okay. So yeah, what about other folks? Okay. So like I do not want to have one-way call where I'll be just talking with you. Okay, cool. I could see a couple of folks are already into the automation. Okay, and few folks are there into the manual. Perfect. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. So see, this particular session, I am targeting the manual keywords and freshers mostly, but in upcoming sessions, I'll keep focus more on the advanced stuff. Okay. So this is just kind of starter session. Okay. Perfect. So what we'll see today about a few concepts about the manual, and then we'll get started with the automation. Okay, so I'll just brush the rebrush the things from manual side, and then we'll get started with the automation. So I'll try to keep focus on the GenAI tools, how we can leverage the use of GenAI tools so that it will help us to accelerate it, our day-to-day activity. Believe me, guys, since from 2024, like I did started my journey into the GenAI, basically GenAI tracks, starting with very basics and then going into the advanced. And since from 1+ year, 1.5 year, to be precise, I'm working into the organization in such a project where already GenAI is integrated, and we are doing testing with the help of GenAI and for GenAI. Okay, so yeah, cool. So, if we talk about the current industry trends, like the software industry is, evolving rapidly, right? Initially, there was the era of cloud. Now we are into the era of AI, right? Gen AI, and there are multiple tools are there in the market. Okay, so today I'll be just focusing on very one basic tool, and later we can explore multiple tools. So see, previously companies were expecting only the software testing concept, but nowadays they are morely focusing on automation testing. You should know the basic programming when we are going for the automation profile, right? It could be any language, whether it is a Java, uh, Python, or even JavaScript or TypeScript, any kind of language, any one language we can consider. Then they are also expecting the CI/CD pipeline integration. Let's say we have created our suite, we have we have automated our suite. Now it's time to integrate that on CI/CD so that after certain period of time it will get automatically executed, or after certain action, let's say there is a code push into the main branch, that sort of logical workflows we can build, and it will be automatically triggered, and it will provide us the report. So that kind of additional steps also they are asking. Also, in the recent interviews, as I mentioned, like currently I'm working on the different AI tools, and also I'm seeing in the job requirements, they are looking for the peoples who already have well experience into the AI and who already work on AI. So it's better to get started work, hands-on working on the AI tools, make use of AI tools for our reducing the day-to-day activity times and all, right? Perfect. So that is what the current trend we are seeing, right? And yes, manual testing alone is not longer sufficient for long-term growth. If you like to, switch a job, you'd like to, apply for high CTC jobs, right? So that is the brutal truth we need to accept, and we need to learn the things, right? Perfect, right? So see, what is manual testing? Manual testing basically involves the writing test cases. So these are our, what day-to-day activities. Then executing tests, report bugs, and repeat the regression. So that is the entire cycle we'll be doing, okay, in case of manual. So what are the real-time challenges, guys? It is a bit time consuming. It is not scalable. If you would like to scale it, we need to hire new resources, right? Because for each task, time is limited, right, guys? So we need to have the additional resource to scale it up, which is again overburden to the project cost, right? It is a repetitive work, so at some point we might feel, hey, it's working as expected and we are just going to mark it as, hey, it's fast, right? But there could be a possible scenarios we miss, right? A, a career growth is bit slow nowadays due to this, automation boom in the market, GenAI boom in the market. We do have less opportunities if we are only sticking with the manual. Yeah, even though in the market, like for domain experts, there are plenty amount of openings, but yeah, it requires domain expertise into that particular year, and also the GenAI integration. So it would help us to leverage that profile. Cool. So these are somewhat basic challenges we might face while doing the manual testing. So when it comes to the automation, so what is the benefit automation allows us? It allows us to execute the test automatically, right? That is one of the major advantage, guys. Okay, we can reuse the same script. It means we can write our script one time and we can execute it multiple times. Test execution is faster, and definitely we can integrate on the CI/CD so that code quality will be maintained, and we'll have the early feedback before starting into the in-depth regressions, right? So this helps us to faster our regression testing time, higher test coverage, and improves the efficiency, right? And the most important part, if you know how to do automate, like how to automate any application, any platform, right? It will be easy for us to get a new job or job switch. So that is the reality. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. I'll just move furthermore. Why automation is important? As we know, delivering the software faster, which is the industry demand, right? Reducing the manual efforts, detecting the bugs earlier, and improving the software quality. That is why automation engineers are always high in demand, and they paid high, as compared to manual QAs. Because companies know, like if we like to, present this profile in front of client also going to provide us the higher amount. So yeah, that is the reality. Okay, so over here, like today we'll be focusing more on GNA, like what is the role of GNA into the testing, how it is going to transform our QA work, right? So basically, these different tools will help us to generate the test case, write the automation scripts, whether it could be Selenium, any kind of script. Okay, it is not just restricted to Selenium, but I'll be starting with Selenium. Okay, then debug the automation failures, generate the test documentation, create the test data. We can think of activity and we can do with the help of GenAI. Okay, so that is the use case of GenAI. We can use GenAI as a productivity assistant for our day-to-day activity, right? So that is the main use case we'll be targeting. And for this particular session, I'll be targeting the automation tech stack, programming language as Java. Most of folks already knowing it. The automation tool, that is the Selenium WebDriver, build tool Maven, framework TestNG, for version control Git and GitHub, and in case of reporting, like the Log4j and extend reports. Okay, we'll see depending on time availability. Okay, I'll split this session. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay. And on the automation framework, why the framework is needed? Because in real time, we do not just write the random script, right? We need to maintain those scripts. We need to run those scripts, right, on time to time basis, right? So it helps us to provide the code reusability, easy maintenance, and better test organization. So that is why a custom made framework is always recommended into the organization, because we don't know, like, let's say today we are working on that framework, tomorrow might be there is another keyway, right? We will be working on that framework. So our framework should be designed in such a way that it is, highly reusable, easily maintainable, and better for, organization level to maintain it. Okay, so that is the main purpose motto to design the framework. Else we can write just a class and we can have, n number of test cases over there. So there is no need as such, right? But for better organization, better code reusability, we'll be promoting the use of frameworks. So what are the different components of framework? Any key framework, okay? Like the base class are there, form structure. So in most of the projects, Selenium, we are following the form structure, right? There are other different design patterns, okay? But yeah, in most of the cases, we might have seen the form structure. That is the page object model. We do have utility classes which will be reused in the multiple places, right? Then the test data management, config files and reporting systems, as I mentioned, the loggers and reporting. So this is a structure widely used in automation projects. And here and there you'll see a few another extra folders, right? But that we can add depending on our project scope. Perfect. So yeah, this is what kind of high level structure we are targeting. And when it comes to the login, why loggers are important, why reportings are important, we already know as we are working into the keyway field, right? Because in order to track any issue, whether the code having issue, in order to track that, in order to debug that, we will be needing a logger, right? Just one second. Okay. We would be needing a logger, right? And then next thing comes, that is the reporting. So it provides a visual reports for our test execution, so that the same reports we can share it with respective stakeholders. So that is whole thing about the coverage partly. And once our entire setup is done on the local side, then we'll be moving ahead further with the either integration with the Jenkins, or either integration with GitHub Actions or Azure pipelines or GitLab. There are multiple platforms available. But yeah, for this entire series I'll be targeting free versions only, so that later also you guys can try it out. Okay, perfect. So what are the benefits? As I mentioned, it provides the faster execution, faster feedback, and continuous testing is there. As soon as there is a code change, will be triggering those pipelines, and our particular smoke suit regression suit will get executed. Perfect. So what is the basic roadmap to get started into the automation? We need to choose any particular language, learn about the basics, then try to choose any automation tool. So over here, such as Selenium bindings, right? And its particular component, that is the WebDriver, which will help us to do the web automation, right? There are different components of Selenium, okay? Then we need to learn one of the testing framework for doing the assertion, basically doing the validation. That is the main purpose. If we do not have any validation inside our script, there is no use of that script, right? Okay. So then we need to learn the basic about the automation framework, how to design the best framework from scratch, how to add the components and all, right? Later we can go with the next phase, that is versioning, the code versioning, right? So Git and GitHub, so for local and remote management. And then we can go further more steps with the CI integration, so that we can run our test suits automatically. And at every phase, guys, we are going to use the GenAI tools, so that like, we are going to use the one of the tool, that is the chat GPT, for accelerating our development. In later sessions I'll be targeting different tools such as GitHub Copilot, then we have Postbot, then we do have other tools, different MCP servers are there. So cloud platforms we do have, Gemini we do have. So in later phases we'll talk about that, but for now I'll strictly focus on one tool to show the productivity. Okay, perfect. So this is what all topics I'll be targeting within this session. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, cool. So any question till here, guys? If it as this is a free meeting, if it get ended, please join using the same link. Okay, it will work. Cool. Till here, any question, guys? Please confirm if voice is clear and everything is clear. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Great. So let me just start with the showcasing the project structure and all. So let's assume, guys, we did join some organization, and within organization, like in product, whether it is a service based organization, there are majorly two kind of organizations, right? Service based organization and project based organization. In case of service based organization, they'll be handling different clients, and when it comes to the product based organization, they'll have their own products such as Facebook, YouTube, Meta. These are the different companies who will be having their own products, right? So let's focus in any organization, they'll be managing their project internally with the help of some project management tool. So for now, for this session, I have created one, project within Jira. Jira is one of the tool which is useful for the project management and all the tasks. Okay. So over here, you could see a project management tool, that is the Jira, and within the Jira, like by acting as the project manager, or I did created one project here. Okay, so there are different roles. Okay, inside the industry, right? I'll just open up the notepad and step by step I will try to explain few things. Okay, I would like to keep it, very practical. Like I like to reflect, the real industry architectures. So see, there are different roles inside the industries, right? So one is PM, your project manager. Sometimes we do have scrum masters in case of, agile teams, right? Then we do have product owners. The parallel term we called it as BA, that is the business analyst. Then we do have developers, right? Developers. So it includes your front end developer, it includes your back end developer, or it includes your database developer, or all kind of developers, right? Then we do have next term which is called as keyway, and generally there are two profiles, right? One is manual and another is automation, right? Automation. Okay, automation. Or sometimes we do have mixed profile, like we are also doing 50% of manual, sometimes we are doing the 50% of automation. So we kind of have the, mixed profiles. Also there are different other folks from the DevOps team as well. They do care about this setting the pipeline, setting the workflows and all. Okay, so DevOps team is also there, and there is one more team, guys, which is taking care about the deployment